The room was nearly dark, lit only by a single lamp in the corner. I sat there in the silence, surrounded by bare walls and empty shelves. Everything I owned was already gone. The boxes, the furniture, even the dog asleep in my car. All that was left behind was a key sitting on the coffee table, next to the papers that would make everything final. I waited, not because I needed closure, but because I wanted her to see it with her own eyes. This place hadn't felt like home in a long time. My marriage had been unraveling slowly, smothered by distance and dishonesty. Emily was no longer the woman who once filled my world with warmth. Her laughter had faded into something hollow. Her affection felt rehearsed. Most nights, her attention belonged to the glowing screen in her hands, full of secrets I had already uncovered. I noticed the signs, though I didn't want to. The unexplained late nights, the way she slipped into bed carrying a scent that wasn't mine, the dinners that stretched longer than they should. 3 weeks ago, I found the last piece I needed. I came home early, planning to surprise her, only to hear voices upstairs. Her soft laugh, a man's reply. I didn't go up. I just turned around, walked out, and closed the door on what I thought was still our life. I didn't confront her then. Instead, I watched, listened, followed the trail of lies. I saw the messages, the hotel receipts, the calls she thought I'd never notice. His name was Grant, her boss, older, polished, with promises she was desperate to believe. She wrote to him once, "Wish you were the one I came home to." Reading those words didn't spark rage. It broke something inside me, and in that silence, I knew I was done. I hired a lawyer the next day. Quietly, I started building my exit. Documents gathered, accounts moved, possessions packed. Piece by piece, I erased myself from this house. She was too distracted to notice. My clothes disappeared. The photos came down. The furniture vanished. Even Milo stopped waiting for her to take him out. He knew where his place was. Tonight, she had plans with him. Another dinner at some overpriced restaurant she once made me suffer through. Before she left, she smiled faintly and said, "Don't wait up." I told her to take all the time she wanted. And while she was gone, I finished what I had started. By the time the sun set, there was nothing left of me here. When her car pulled into the driveway later, I stayed seated. She walked in calling my name, flipping the switch to reveal the emptiness. Her steps faltered, confusion washing over her face. "Jason, what is this? Where's everything? Are we moving?" I didn't answer. I only nodded toward the table. She picked up the papers, her hands trembling as she read. The color drained from her face. "You're divorcing me?" My voice was calm when I finally spoke. "You left long before I did. I'm just making it official." Tears blurred her makeup as she tried to speak. "Jason, please, don't do this. We can fix it." "You don't want to fix anything," I said quietly. "You just don't want to be alone." She stumbled after me as I stood and moved toward the door. "I was confused," she cried. "No," I said, turning back once. "You were careless, and I was foolish enough to wait for you to change." Her gaze darted around the strip walls, panic rising. "Where's Milo?" "With me?" I answered. "He deserves better than this, too." Her knees buckled as she sank to the floor, clutching the papers against her chest, sobbing. I reached for the door handle. "You destroyed this, Emily. You don't get to mourn it now. It's already gone." I stepped outside into the night, her voice breaking behind me as she called my name. I didn't turn back. In the car, Milo's tail thumped against the seat, waiting. As I drove away, the hollow shell of the house disappeared in the rearview mirror. For the first time in far too long, I felt the weight lift. It wasn't happiness. Not yet. But it was freedom. And for me, that was enough.